Hi, this is Christy with Guidepost to Wellness. Welcome back to all you return viewers and welcome to anybody that's new. So I wanted to talk about another type of holiday mindless eating that some people have. And the last video I talked about the snackers, and I can definitely be one of those if I'm around the snacks, and I mentioned seeing all the candy dishes out for Halloween. So this is just the start of 2.5, 3 months of very long months potentially for some of us that are trying to be more careful and watch what we eat. So if you're not a snacker, or maybe if you are a snacker too, then watch the other video. But this one I wanted to talk about what we call the party bingers. So I've come up with 7 tricks or tips that might help you to avoid overeating during the parties or the food days. Like, we like to celebrate food days at work. And I know that with the current situation that there may be limited gatherings, but people are still going to get together during holidays with family. They may be more limited, but you know, if you are the type that during those special meals that you have a tendency to overeat, then this video is for you. So the first tip may not apply, especially if you're holding the gathering at your own house, but if you can schedule this, if you're going somewhere else, or if it's some type of buffet that's just set out, then try to arrive late or leave early. So I know when we do food days at work, I oftentimes am setting them up, so I know what's there, and that sometimes can lead to a sense of anticipation and choices and everything. But I make sure that I let pretty much everybody else go, because one, some of the food may, there may be less of it left, and two, it doesn't look as pretty after it's already been picked over a little bit. So that helps me anyway. So if you can schedule it where you're going to arrive late, then again, maybe there will be less choices, less things to tempt you. Or if you can leave early, at least that'll be less repeat trips back to the buffet. Step number 2 is always important, and that's to eat a normal meal before you go. Or, for example, make sure that you eat a breakfast before a big luncheon, or make sure that you don't skip meals thinking, oh well, I'm just going to make up for it. Well, then you go in and you're hungrier, and you're going to definitely be inclined to overindulge even more. So try to eat a normal meal before you go, so that way you won't be as potentially hungry. Your stomach will be fuller and you'll be a little less inclined to overindulge. Tip number 3 is to go for the healthier options. Go for the veggies, the chopped up veggies, or the broccoli, or any of the side dishes that are healthier options and bulkier, and eat more of those and save smaller portion sizes for the richer or the less healthy food options. Tip number 4 is always a good one, and that is to drink water. Sometimes we feel like we're hungry when we're actually thirsty. So even at a party, and if there's alcoholic beverages as well, still start out by drinking a large glass of water or some other 0-calorie type of drink, tonic water, or a beverage that's sweetened maybe with stevia or something like that. And in that way your stomach will be fuller and you'll be also less inclined to overindulge. So step number 5, this one is especially helpful if you've got any type of buffet or food set up, and that's don't hang out near the food. People have a tendency to want to just kind of socialize, and you stand there, and while you're talking you just migrate back and forth and you keep nibbling all the time. So again, that out of sight, out of mind, walk away from the food and socialize at another place. Now tip number 6 that can help out is to only put 2 items on your plate at a time. And this will work for some people, and for other people it won't. But especially if you're coupling this with the healthier choices, you'll eat a little bit more of the healthier choices, and then that'll take longer for you to eat it and give your brain a chance to actually recognize that your stomach is full, and then that may reduce the number of trips that you make overall. So that one can work for some people. That may work for you. Give it a try. And then tip number 7 is don't do 2 things at once. So if it's a family gathering and you're talking with someone, a cousin or somebody you haven't seen in a while, then put the food down and focus on talking to them. Because we have a tendency to eat far more than we realize when we're doing something else. If you are tailgating and watching a football game or something like that, then focus on the game and maybe only eat during the breaks or things like that. Commercials, if you're watching like things, like I'm going all the way out to the Super Bowl here, something like that. So you want to make sure that you're focused on what you're doing. Focus on talking with people, focus on eating when you're eating and chewing mindfully, and don't do 2 things at once. That way you'll be less inclined to overindulge. So hopefully you found a nugget or 2 in this list of 7 items, 7 ways to potentially help with the party binger during the holidays. Like I said, I realize that we may not have as many large gatherings or food situations like this, but those of you that know that you love the home cooking that you get when you go home for the holidays and have a tendency to overeat and feel miserable, try to incorporate a couple of these tips in there to help out, because we want to enjoy the food, but we also don't want to grow our waistline too much during the holidays, because it's just the start of the holiday season, folks. So hopefully you found something helpful here. I'll put the link to the snack grazer video as well, and some other of the mindless eating videos. Take care, be well.